Alright, hello there. So today I'm going to be playing some Modern. The three decks that I'm going to be playing are an Emrakul Reasons to Believe deck that I've been working on, as well as a Bant Boggles list I've been playing around with, and then just some ad nauseum for some shenanigans that happened to occur while I was recording. Here we're going to see this get countered. It's not the end of the world because I do still have the Fervor. Um, Thinking about it pretty long and hard to see if it's really worth using the counter. Being that it's a double-edged sword, it's kind of a hard decision there. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn. And we're going to see Emrakul off the top here on turn 3. And shortly after a concession um, from our opponent, because there's really no way to deal with an Emrakul on turn 3, especially not in blue-black. I mean, of course, there's always like kind of corner case ways, but most of them aren't played because most people aren't expecting a Emrakul to hit the board. Now, the answer he was looking for here would have been, as foretold, um, to cast a Living End from his hand without suspend, and effectively kill my Emrakul, get a whole bunch of creatures, swing in next turn, and win. But he just can't get there here. You see me asking him if that's what he's doing, and then he just concedes because he didn't draw it. Here we're going to see our opponent think for a good minute, almost an entire minute, on Inquisition of Kozilek. Now, I know it's a tough choice. Curious Obsession, no one really thinks of it as a very good card because it's not very much used in the format. I think that draw power is pretty valuable, especially with a +1/+1 on top of it, and then it hits Ethereal Armor. So it's a pretty valuable card. The sort of setback to it is that you do have to attack each turn. If you do not, it will become sacrificed, um, which usually isn't a problem. So he finally decides to take that Rancor and passes his turn along, and draw phase. We're gonna see it's another Rancor. And then you see me forget to hold control on that lightning storm. I was scrambling to do it, but I just couldn't make it. And then that was just the finishing up of that game with the Rancor. I did end up having to sacrifice my Curious Obsession um, due to just forgetting to attack, but he ends up conceding there anyway. And this is kind of the big one. We are going to see an Emrakul hit the board here with haste, um, but the reason why I let the whole game play through is because it was through a lot of disruption, so it seemed to be pretty resilient towards the disruption that our opponent was playing here. Field of Ruin, which isn't too bad. Um, Basically, he took a non-basic mountain away and gave me a source of blue mana, which I actually needed. And then I end up drawing into a gemstone mines as well. So all in all, not too upset that we got Field of Ruin there. And Fervor's going to hit the board here, making Elvish Piper effectively a Emrakul for 5 mana with haste, um, which is pretty good, especially that it can happen on turn 3 or 4 with the right mana acceleration. So here we're going to see the Lotus Blooms come off the suspend, and on my draw step, unfortunately, there's going to be a Vendilion click, which makes me pretty mad. I actually considered just conceding, but I decided to try to find something here, trying to play my land, and then I realized that I am in my draw phase. And down comes the Vendilion click. Thinks about it for a little bit here, but ends up taking the Piper because it is an Emrakul on the board in my hand. In retrospect, he probably wishes he took the Emrakul here because we are about to see a crazy line of events occur into a second Elvish Piper. Finally grabs the Piper, gives us a land. Reason, making Elvish Piper effectively a 6 mana card, a 7 to get Emrakul down with haste. Shortly after, opponent's going to go ahead and concede because, again, with one planes up, there's no answer. If you were to say try to Path to Exile, the ability still goes on the stack from Piper. Or in response, I could always put the ability on the stack. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, or if you'd like a deck tech on any of the decks used, just let me know.